Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back here on the channel today. Bit of a different video today. I'm going to be setting the camera up on the desk and kind of just talking about if I had a gun to my head, how I'd go from 0 to 6 figures probably within 6 months. And yeah, you guys are going to get a lot out of this video, so get your notepads out and set aside, not very long, it's going to be 7 or 8 minutes, but yeah, I'll set the camera up. Okay, camera's all set up now. Here's exactly how I would go from 0 to 6 figures within 6 months with no knowledge or no money to my name. Okay, so just a quick introduction on myself. My name is Rye, I'm 18, I live in Australia. I've been building businesses since the age of 13, and now I have several businesses which generate me around $150,000 to $200,000 per month. This is not to flex, I don't sell a course, none of that bullshit. I'm just showing you guys what is possible if you actually put your head down for 6 months and actually work on building a business and providing value to others. It'll take a shit ton of work, it will take a shit ton of effort, but if you guys just stick it out, you guys don't need to be selling courses, you actually can make it work just by selling stuff online, whether that's an agency, whether that's e-com or whatever. Starting off, if I genuinely have $0 in the bank, I would get a job, whether that's working at Macca's, whether that's washing windows, whether that's mowing lawns, whatever, it's besides the point. All I need is $400 saved up. Once I have $400 saved up, I would go to 16personalities.com. I would go through the personality test, I would get my personality type, and from there I would choose a business model which is tailored to that. So once I have for this example, I'm just gonna go, because I'm pretty extroverted myself, I'm just gonna go into sales and I'm gonna be building out an agency. So here's the exact step procedure that I would go from there. So first thing I would do is I would read Atomic Habits, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and Think and Grow Rich. And while I'm reading these books, studying in my local area, I'm going into Facebook groups, I'm going on LinkedIn, I'm just pretty much covering all bases. But my priority is I'm looking for a small group of business owners within the local area that are meeting up, that are talking about their, wins, that are talking about their losses. If you guys live in somewhat of a rural area, there'll be one. If you live in a city, there'll be plenty. So even if there isn't one, you can set it up yourself. It isn't that hard. I can assure you that these guys will be keen. So once you go there, the main priority is going to be to set a meeting with a couple of these people. You don't want to come across as salesy, you don't want to come across as this. Just go there, be respectful, dress nice, and just have a conversation with these guys. Start to understand their pain points, and then from there, set up a meeting. It doesn't have to be all salesy and all that. I'm sitting here editing the video now and I realized I skipped a little bit over on how to actually structure the meetings. So just quickly, when you guys are sitting in these meetings, you want to find out the pain points during, and then, create a tailored solution, because they might not need clients. They might not need this. They might just need, an extra few posts on social media each day, or they might need a website or whatever. So you guys can find this and charge them, $250, $300 a week, sometimes even $400 a week on the type of service that you're providing. Anyways, I thought I'd just quickly clear that. Now back to the video. But if this is followed correctly, then you should be able to get a few people per month that are paying you about $1,000. So you should be making about $3,000 to $4,000 just from doing this alone. This is untapped. I haven't seen anyone doing this. This is what I did personally to make thousands of dollars. Just initially, this will be a lot of work because it's not really scalable, because you're working with multiple different businesses within multiple different niches, so you can't find a single method that works, if that makes sense. You can't just rinse and repeat it as you would in the typical agency space. So once I have about 2 to 3 to 4 clients, I would then get these softwares. I would get Go High Level for pipelines, cold calling, CRM, and building out landing pages. I would get Calendly for organizing meetings. You can use Go High Level's calendar, but for me, it just doesn't integrate that well with Zoom. The next thing you'll need is obviously Zoom, because it's pretty self-explanatory. And you'll need Loom as well for sending quick video recordings of your screen. Miro board for planning out your strategies. Canva for making creatives and building out different sales presentations and stuff like that. And then later on, I'll get Zapier for basically automating everything and allowing the softwares to kind of communicate with each other in that sense. I would use Slack for team communication. I would use Smartlead.ai for running email campaigns, because you kind of want to get to the point where you're automating your outreach. So yeah, while I'm setting up those softwares, what I'm doing is I'm looking into different niches. I'm looking at niches that are currently growing and they're in a growing market, and I'm also looking for niches that have proven results within them, like people who are already scaling, making killing within this market. So once I've chosen a niche, I would then research heavily into my competitors, see what their testimonials are looking like, see what their video creatives, see how they're positioning themselves in the market, see what they're saying in their testimonial videos, and pretty much just studying these guys down to a T. We don't want to be copying them, we just want to be taking a different approach to them and making our offer just even better. Once I've done this, I'll be positioning myself as a podcast. I would use Go High Level to cold call between 200 to 300 people. We'd get these guys on, we'd ask them questions, dive deep into their pain points, and we would get a better insight into how we can actually help them. We wouldn't sell anything to them on the call, but what we're going to be doing is getting understanding of the actual market that we're working in, because there's no better way to do market and niche research than actually talking to business owners themselves, because you can spend years and months and weeks and days typing into it, you know, a Google Doc, how much a business is making or whatever. But it's different to every country, so you want to find out what the business owners actually are experiencing. Once I've done this and using the information that I've collected from these people, I would then frame an absolute no-brainer offer that these guys cannot say no to. I would be sending it to them with a heavily discounted price. In return, all they have to send me is a video testimonial in the format that I choose, because what we're going to be able to do this is use these as leverage later on in video ads and sending people to landing pages, which will build more authority and make it a lot easier to set meetings in the long run. By doing this as well, you should also be able to sign about 2 to 3 different people on about $1,000 per month, but we can slowly push away from the other people, because the people that we're going to be getting within these niches are going to be a lot easier to provide results for, and we can find a process that works and we can just rinse and repeat it for each of them. So using the testimonials we've just collected, I'm going to then study my competitors' ads, see what these guys are running. I'll then set up an ad campaign on Facebook, basically at about $30 per day, so about $1,000 per month. And when someone actually books a meeting with me, I'm going to be following up these people on LinkedIn, Instagram, email, sending these guys looms. I don't want to be pestering them, but I just want to keep them fresh in my mind, because, you know, if I'm setting a meeting with these guys 2 to 3 to 4 days, the show-up rate is just going to go exponentially down. So I need to be following up with these guys and keeping them fresh, or keeping me fresh in their mind, should I say, so they actually do show up to the meeting and they have a reason to show up to the meeting in that sense. So after doing this for a few months and building up my sales experience, I should have a couple clients which are paying me good on a performance-based results. I can do a monthly retainer, but for me, that's a little bit outdated. And a performance-based offer is a lot easier to scale. But at the same time, then you're gonna have to keep on top of how many people these guys are actually closing, so they can actually pay you the correct percentage, because, you know, it's pretty easy for them to kind of mislead how much they're selling you, so they'd have to pay you less and all that. And once I do have these people, I'm going to be checking up on them consistently to find out what bottlenecks my service has, because, you know, focusing on the positives is all well and good, but in order to build a brand that is actually reputable and is actually seriously scalable in that sense, we need to be checking up on what is actually going wrong in order so we can fix it so it doesn't happen with future clients. So after about 6 months, I hopefully should be netting about $10,000 per month. This will come at a cost though. The agency space is literally just a series of just deaths psychologically each day. You're just killing yourself over and over and over and over and over in order to become that person who can actually make the $10,000 per month. So this is going to be absolute hell if you actually do follow this, but what other option do you have? How would I invest my $10,000? I would invest pretty heavily into a mentor, because up until about $10,000, you can kind of just wing it. It's a lot about numbers and just doing the same thing over and over and over and over. But up, you know, when you start scaling to 25, 50,000, 100,000, a lot about building up stuff and then tearing it down and then building up stuff and tearing it down. And it isn't really linear in that sense. So having someone who can be there to, you know, reassure you and kind of answer any of your questions just makes the whole process a lot easier. And if you are making $10,000 net profit per month, then you are living, you know, pretty well. So to get a mentor, which can take me to about $25,000 per month, it should be around $2,000 to $3,000 per month. You can get different people, you can get them to come into your business on a rev share, but I mean, I haven't really experienced any of that, so I can't really talk on that. I would then use about $2,000 to $3,000 per month on food and rent, and then I would invest the rest 50-50 split into Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can definitely do, you know, S&P 500 and all this, but I'm a pretty high risk person, so I'm more than happy to lose 5,000 to make 20,000. And yeah, it just depends on what your whole goal with this is. And the systems over in Australia are a lot different. We don't have a Roth IRA, we don't have anything like that. We do have superannuation, should I say, which is basically a retirement fund, but yeah, I don't really like that. Would, however, put away some money into an emergency fund. I would get about $10,000 in that in case the business experiences, you know, a significant loss or something happens with different, you know, softwares where it goes wrong, just so I can cover a couple months of overhead, and then yeah, that should be fine. And a big bonus, if I had to do this all again, what I would do is document the whole thing. I mean, I actually started documenting it last year when I was like fully into agency and fully into drop shipping, and I was, you know, making a little bit of money, but I was struggling in school and all this. But I ended up deleting my videos because actually my channel got flagged and I ended up taking my videos down because people were just giving me so much shit. But anyways, back now, I don't really care what anyone says. So yeah. But yeah, obviously if I was to actually, you know, talk about everything, this is kind of a bit of a brief oversight into how I would do it again. If you guys are at the beginning, you know, you haven't started a business yet, just be careful when you're making your plan. It will never be linear. You don't know the variables that exist within business yet. Even at my stage, you know, where I'm making a, you know, decent amount of money, if I was to make the plan again, it wouldn't be exact because there's so many different variables. Even at the stage that I'm at now, we still face different troubles each week, which you've just never seen before. So it's just constantly a learning process. But I can promise you guys, if you stick it out for 6 months to a year of actual solid work, you can, you know, achieve great things. And it's not all about the money. You'll be thinking in your head right now, oh, I need $1 million to make me happy, but it's actually working towards that goal and actually, you know, becoming that person who's actually able of making the money in the first place. That's why 85% of lottery winners regret winning the lottery, because they lose purpose in life. When you're building a business, you have a sense of purpose. You have a reason to get up every day. You have a reason to kill it. I've seen 15-year-olds within this space that have gone from $0 to $50,000 within about 3 to 4 months, but that has been on the back of years and years of fail and suffering. No surprise on how fast stuff can take off. A penny that doubles for 15 days is worth about $150. Double another 15 days and it's worth $1 million. This is the exact same principle in business. Do with that metaphor as you will. And yeah, this has been pretty much from me for this video. Catch you guys in the next one. If you liked it, subscribe.